Finally, we got something that all the MPs can agree on in Parliament. A fantastic day for progress. This is something that's unprecedented. Them all singing from the same hymn book. What the thing they agree on might be, you ask? Abortion. Yeah, they're not sure about what to do about creating jobs, the 2-child cap, winter fuel payments, the boats of migrants coming in on the dinghies. They really struggle and they disagree on these things. But when it comes to eliminating pregnancies, they are all on the same page. But this is fascinating to me. They've agreed that this is what my general understanding of this is, that basically women should be allowed to abort their own pregnancy. And they're saying that they have been in some cases, women have been criminalized when they've done so. Now, I get the criminalization aspect. I get that. But what I don't understand is, one, technically abortion is still illegal in the UK. And by the law, the only reason it's allowed is under certain circumstances. So now what they're saying, under these certain circumstances, the women could do it themselves. How is that better? Wouldn't that be less safe than going to a professional if you are under those categories of people that are allowed to have them? How does that make it safer for the mother or the child? I don't actually understand why they've all agreed to this. Imagine this. They say, men, you don't have to get vasectomies. You can just sterilize yourself. I mean, does that make any sense whatsoever? I'm curious what the actual guidelines to this is and what circumstances are allowed and what's not allowed. Because I'm quite sure there's circumstances where if a woman decided to do it, she could do it in what they would deem as the wrong way. I just like to thank my mother and my father for not aborting me. I'm glad I'm here. But then I think to myself, we got loads of migrants coming in. Even like about 3 weeks ago, 1,200 people came in on dinghies on a Saturday, almost 1,200. And they seem to can't take control of that. While at the same time, they're encouraging women to be independent. They're saying you don't need families. They're saying men are toxic. Yeah. And now they're saying you can just do it yourself. I'm not the sharpest tool in the bunch, but it almost makes me think they're just trying to replace everybody. Wouldn't that be the most effective way to do it? To convince people to do these things themselves? All these things that they push for are things that are not pro-family. And the last time I checked, doesn't everybody agree that we at least want to be able to replace our own population? Let's put it in different terms. Would it be a good thing or a bad thing if indigenous Americans kept having children and their population kept growing? Most people would say it would be a good thing if they still existed, including myself. I think that'd be silly to think otherwise. But if you have policies that are against the basic things that create a foundation for a country to even exist, well, you're letting them do the work for you. My thing with this whole abortion thing is all the inconsistency of it. If a woman, and mind you, in this country, you can have one up to 24 weeks. 6 months, y'all. 24 weeks. And here's the thing. If a man assaulted a woman and she was 20 weeks pregnant, what do you think the law would do to him? He would be tried on some kind of serious charge for affecting another person's life. A vulnerable person, that is. And that vulnerable person would be the baby and the mother. There's 2 people there, y'all. And whether we like to admit it or not, that's the reality. Once we're conceived, we exist. We're living. And until we accept that, we're always going to have these crazy conversations over something that just basically even science agrees with. And on that note, y'all take care.